You can't keep doing this. Why not get something doing? And she did not have any skill, but I know she's business oriented and she started selling Pokemon.
You can end up making your decision and you don't know whether it's right or wrong. But one thing about the brain is the brain always looks for a fast way to get results.
No, I'm not saying about this to anyone.
I never said so. Don't misquote me. Don't misquote me.
Be careful.
Alright guys, my name is Timo Prince and I'm live here on another episode of Creative Empire. I want you guys to stay tuned because this topic we are bringing on to you is a topic that you are going to learn, and of course is educative and interesting at the same time. Stay tuned as I introduce our guest to you. Thank you. I'm here with Segun Fash and I'm here with Oluwa Losheyi aka Photo. So the question is, if you are to advise a student that just finished SSC, what would your advice be? Is it for the student to go to school direct or the student to get something doing before getting an education? So it's an honor for you guys to speak now. So who is going first?
Let me hear from him.
Okay, you want him to go first?
Yeah, I want them to go first.
Okay.
Okay, so I really don't have much to say, but I will make my speech be brief. I will advise any students or candidates, I'll use the word candidates now, that just finished SSC and want to further more in education. It just depends on two ways. So you understand? I won't lie to you, education is the key. Education is the best thing that can ever happen.
Master key. I used to sing. The key.
No, that one is for Jesus.
For Jesus.
So you get. So I will tell you for a fact that in all you do and in everything you will be doing, at least you must be educated. So you understand? I'm not saying too much education, but at least get a first-hand education. So you understand? So it is very necessary, or let me just say, every candidate must make it their priority to get education. So you get.
Yeah.
Now, the form of which they will get the education now matters a lot.
Okay.
So you understand? Well, we can say candidates should get something doing first before going to school. And I can say candidate can go to school direct. And in the process of the candidate studying, candidate can get something doing along the line also.
Okay, so if I could get your point very well, you said the student actually can actually go to school direct, but during the course of studying,
Yes.
get something doing.
Doing.
Thank you so much, sir. So, can we hear from you, sir?
First of all, I want to oppose what you say, first of all, because as a student or a candidate that you say, not all students can multitask. Not all students can be going to school and be doing and getting something done.
You know, a student
Because
that is
yes, because it will actually affect the students academically. Because going to school at the same time and maybe learning an hand skill or doing a side hustle, it will affect the students' results. So what can you say to that?
Okay.
Because I feel most of the time, let me put it in the modern world, because we are actually in Nigeria and we see the way our parents are here. Why? I want to throw that question to you. Why
him, right?
to him? Yeah.
Okay.
Why do parents usually force their children to go to school early?
Now,
And
That's a
first
big
of all,
question,
I want to throw back the question to you. And why do you think the Nigerian government, put it to a certain age that before you get to a certain age, that's when you should be able to get admission to school? What do you think?
okay.
Those are a big
Now-
question, though.
For your first point, you said it cannot be easy for some student or candidate to juggle both school and
Multitask.
to multitask.
Yes.
Well, I will say that depends on such students.
A profession is better than cure.
So you get. For instance, I'll use myself as an example. When I was in school, when I got admitted to school, I don't have anything doing. But when I go to school and I see and I can see the reality of life in school, then I have to, bring out myself.
humble you.
Yeah,
Wait, I want to say something to
you
that.
get it.
Are you telling me that most of the people you saw in school are learning this, they actually learn their hand skill in school or before school?
Majority before school.
So what are we saying?
Majority
Okay, wait.
before school.
Let me ask him a question. Now, I'm sure you are a graduate, sir. I know that you are a graduate. That's why you are here. So, what can you, tell us? What has that education, done, or in what way has it helped you so far?
Well, education has helped me a little bit. I won't say so far like that, a little bit, whereby there are some levels, or there are some places I really need to attain. But because, okay, let me put it like this. Before I could finish my degree, I had some setback whereby I can't further my education. So
Why?
because of financial issues.
So why are you now? Do you want the so-called students you're advising to face that kind of issue?
No.
Why are you trying to advise them to do
That
so?
is the reason why I made my first point that you can go to school and juggle up with something. So you understand? For an example, I have a friend in school when I was in school then. When she got to the school, she did not have anything to do. Like she was just there depending on the parent at home. So
to keep sending money.
you get the gist. So I just had to tell her that you can't keep doing this. Why not get something doing? And she did not have any skill, but I know she's business oriented and she started selling pomo. So you understand?
And she makes it.
Yes. Her first investment in the pomo business was 8,000 and her return was like 12,000. So it's a good business for her. So she started little by little. You get the gist.
Thank you
so
much, sir. Thank you, sir. So, if your advice, okay, what would your advice be? Because you haven't told us your advice for.
Yeah, of course, like I said before, I'm opposing anything.
And again, he has asked me, he has asked me some questions. Yes, he said, what am I going to say to parents
that force their students to school?
Okay, what am I going to say to parents that force their children to school?
And why do you think the government set it to a certain standard of age before a student can get?
Okay, let me answer the first one. So he said, so my answer to that question is that we are in Nigeria, like you said, and you know how Nigerian parents can be, most especially those parents that did not go to school. They will be like, oh, Romo Lagbaja ni, ọmọ tèmi ò lè ṣe kó má lọ sí school. Bọ́ọ̀ ló jẹ́ máa sọ pé ò ní lọ sí school pé jó ló fẹ́ máa jó.
But why are they comparing?
Now, like I said, we are in Nigeria, we are Africans. Sure you get.
Yes.
These things are meant to be among our parents. You can't tell me, he can't tell me that his parents are not pressurizing him on going to school.
Okay, now let me tell you something.
Is it true? Can you answer that?
Of course, it's true.
You
But
get it.
let me now tell you something. That depends on the relationship you have with your parents. Whether you can raise their intonation. Because it's not all parents that you can just that can just tell you A and you just be like, okay, A is A. You end up meeting yourself in the dead end.
Now let me put this back to you now.
Wait.
Let me put this back to him now. You said that's based on the kind of relationship you have with your parents.
Yes.
Now, there's this two. There's difference between your parents caring for you and your parents having your time. So you understand? Not having your time actually. What I mean is that your parents providing for you and your parents caring for you. Some people, for instance, myself now, I am more of a decision maker myself. Sure you get. I am more of a decision maker myself.
So you mean he's not a decision maker at all?
No. I didn't say it's not a decision.
I have a guardian. You don't understand. Even though I'm to make a decision, I will bring it to the table.
You
and
get.
we'll rub
But
it
me, I
together.
can make my decision without bringing it to the table.
You are still young, bro.
You can do.
I was still young.
Yes, you are still young because you can end up making your decision and you don't know whether it's right or wrong. But one thing about the brain is the brain always looks for a fast way to get results. So indirectly, if you still lack the guardian or you still lack the care.
So I will now come back to you. You said I was young and I was naive, that my decisions then were not, I don't know, maybe you say were not right or something. Now,
It could be right,
yeah,
and it might not be.
So I will now take you back to the story of David. David was very young at his tender age before he started taking decision himself. Jesus Christ, our Lord, was very young.
Wait, if you say David,
age.
wait,
Yes.
wait, first of all, if you say David, now let me not tell you where you are at fault now, where I'm going to counter you. Because the fact that you say David was very young, David's father knew that David will be someone great.
David's father did not
Wait,
know.
David's
If
father knew.
he did not,
Hello,
David's father did
please,
not
let
know.
us even take this part to the Bible.
Wait, let me
Let me tell you something. There's a prophecy already.
Let me ask you guys a
David
question.
David will be someone that will be very great.
David has been born
David's
then,
father.
and he has been living. He's a teenager before Samuel got to meet David's father.
Of course,
Eh,
through the guardian of David's father.
particular-
Before then, David has been taking decision. David has been taking decision.
Did he hide his power or not?
David has been taking
held him
decision
back? Did he
before
held
then.
him back? Did he held him back? Did he held him back from making some decision? He kept David to become a shepherd in the house, because he knows the power David was capable of.
That was why David was,
I know it seems like
shepherd.
it seems like you know about the Bible.
Yeah,
you can understand.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If David was man enough to make his own decision, he would have left home.
No, wait.
Wait.
Because he was.
No, are you telling me now
God was
that?
keeping him there?
Of
Okay,
course.
now
For a particular
are you
reason.
telling me now that since I can make decision by myself, I should have left home?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you should be rebellious. The fact that you say they make
Okay,
decision.
but you just said
That's
it
why
now
I said
that
no. We are using David as reference. We are just using David as reference. That's why I said the fact that you said you lack parental care. You might end up making some decisions that are not right, and you might think is right, because it's until when you go to the outside world that you realize and be like, wow, this is not right. Because their lack of parental care causes children to go into bisexual relationship, and they feel it's the right thing to do.
No, I'm not sure he's
But
into any of that.
I never said so. Don't misquote me. Don't misquote me.
Because-
be careful.
So alright, so far so good. You guys have actually spoken so
First of all,
well.
he hasn't answered my questions.
What's that question you hasn't answered? What's the question again?
Why do you think the government set a standard age for children? before
Okay,
they can
the
get
government
I
set a
think
standard
the
age for
jam stuff.
yes.
there's
I
age
think
stuff.
the government set a standard age for candidate before getting admitted into the higher institution, because they want students or candidates to have more experience.
About what?
That depends on the students.
No, you cannot say about what now. What kind of
See where I'm going
experience?
to this, so I know-
That means they want them to even get something doing before they enter school.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
so that you cannot be if you are not matured, you cannot.
You
relate with
cannot,
what's
of
happening
course.
Now,
Do you understand what I'm saying?
let me bring it back to you. Imagine a child of 14 years old getting admitted into school that you will be going, that your parents won't be there, your guidance will be there. So
What
you
will a
understand
teenager at the age of 14?
what? Okay, you don't know a teenager at the age of 14 has been in school.
Of course, I know they are.
Okay.
I'm saying, what will a teenager at the age of 14 know? What experience
As he or she got it.
gotten?
That is what I'm trying to explain to you. They want such students to gain experience from the parents, from their household before going into school.
So now you can support the motion of what I'm saying, right?
I'm not supporting your motion. Your own motion is that you didn't support education.
No, I'm supporting education, but the fact that we parents rush our children, or the fact that
I
some
think parents
students have not gotten to a certain age, and all of a sudden you are
I
saying
think such parents fall under peer pressure.
fine, maybe you can say it, and
Okay.
most of the time I feel most parents rush their girl child. Yes, female girl child.
And why did you think so?
I don't know, maybe because of marriage, or probably because of
We are
I don't
saying
know.
it's because of peer pressure.
Now that you are done, are you ready to get married? Now that you are.
What do concern you with marriage now?
I'm just asking you a question. It's based on what you said now. They force their children to school so that they
Actually,
can
I'm talking about girl child. For
Okay,
a male
female.
child, it's different, and for the girl child, I feel maybe due to the fact that they have age limitation, because they get to a certain age where marriage will start telling on you,
exactly my point.
where the parents will be like, you've not brought a guy
man,
home,
yeah.
or because for a lady they have limitations to their age. So I feel maybe that should be one of the reasons, but not too early. And I feel most of the time parents always want it as early as in their early 20s. Children should be done academically, and which is not right.
It's not right.
Yeah.
Early 20s.
No, like I'm saying, rushing their children. Because I have a colleague now, I think she was the youngest of our sets, and she's 19 years old. She's done with
19. Wow. So that entered school at the age of maybe let's say
maybe 14 or
14, 15. Yes.
So where are you rushing children to? To what
So now
end?
that
To what
she's done,
purpose?
what is she doing?
I don't know. Maybe she's at home. Maybe she's trying to serve. I don't know. Maybe she's trying to get an hand skill. The purpose of me saying we should not rush our children is because I I know how the school can be. You know how school students can
Yes,
be. You know
yes,
how the
yes.
school can be because
Very
I don't
naughty
know.
and very, most
Yes,
especially where they
and
get
maybe most of the
exposed.
time when you don't have the intuition as a child, you don't have the experience yet, and maybe your parent don't communicate with you. You don't have
Very
this close
well.
relationship with your
With
parents.
them.
Most of the time, if they do things for you in school, you won't be able to tell your parents.
Hmm.
And from there, they might even use your head.
That's
Most children from there will turn out to be prostitutes, some bisexual, a lot of things. Some even join cults out of pressure.
all right,
All of
guys.
these things. We're in Nigeria. You know what is happening.
Yes, we are in Nigeria.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for for that great insight. So just one thing I want for the both of you now. What advice are you going to give to those watching, to those that just finished, their SSC? What do you think they should do? What do you think they should go into from you?
For me, I feel after a student is done with school, the student should sit back and reflect in life. Maybe learn an hand skill, maybe digital skill.
Digital skill. Okay.
And skill, because most of these things are going to help you. And actually in life, education is not a scam, but then I feel handwork over there itself in the Western world, they used to say it, handwork pays more than
Yeah.
education, but regardless, that doesn't mean you should not be educated.
Yeah.
But take time, reflect. 1 year, 2 years is not too much
Of course,
before going
yeah.
to school. At least have the experience.
Thank you so much. So let me ask you this: are you still planning to go to?
Of course I am. Of course, age is not a
It's
number.
never a barrier.
Yeah, and you are not late until you are late.
There's no
Anyway,
late comer.
there's no late comer though. So
But make it very fast. So that you don't know. Sorry. So let me come back to you.
and what if I told you I want
advice?
to be a bachelor? What
Well,
are
you
telling
can
me?
your decision actually.
Of course.
So, what I would say, my advice is, if you have the opportunity to go to school, go. If they have the opportunity to get a skill doing before going to school, please do. And please don't force yourself into what you can't finish when you know that you can't finish it. For example, now, if you know you are not financially buoyant enough to send yourself to school, or your parents they are not financially buoyant to send you to school, please get something doing first before going to school. So it will help you and help your parents as well. So that's my quota.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, family. Thank you so much for watching us online. You've had the advice from my guest. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like and make sure you comment. Make sure you share. And I can assure you that the next topic that I'm going to bring on here is going to be more educative and more insight than the one brought to you guys today. I still bring my humble self to move praise of creating empire. Thank you.